back with another episode of Pottawattamie County Routes. Hi, I'm Todd Stewart. Coming up this fall, and in fact it happens every fall in September, the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducts new members. Somebody that is a good friend of the show and a friend of yours is going to be inducted this year. It is Dan Olsen from the band Sack of Lions. He received a lot of nominations this year and received the call back in December that, hey, you're going to be inducted. What do you think? Will you accept? He's like, of course I'll accept. And we had Dan in studio to tell us about it, tell us about what it feels like to be honored in this way. And also when the event is, we should all caravan up there and support Dan Olsen, one of our local guys, musician, very, very talented and successful, and also is a Neola native. Tri-Center grad. So again, it is Dan Olsen, our guest today on Pottawattamie County Routes. Families and cemeteries across the region turn to Solid Ground Monument Company for skilled restoration that protects every story etched in stone. And they're now scheduling springtime services. This company provides monument repair, gentle cleaning, full reconstruction, and complete cemetery restoration. For families needing a new memorial, Solid Ground Monument Company comes to you in your time of need to design a tribute that truly honors your loved one. It's Southwest Iowa's trusted cemetery restoration and monument service. Solid Ground Monument Company, preserving legacies with care and craftsmanship. You can start your day right at Brewed Awakening in Avoca, open Monday through Saturday, always serving something fresh. Enjoy bagels every day, weekly specials that you will not find on the menu, and warm seasonal soups every Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays, grab a hot breakfast sandwich and treat yourself to something sweet every Friday. Stop in for great coffee, good food, and a friendly hometown atmosphere at Brewed Awakening in Avoca. And HR Helix, delivering fractional HR leadership and strategic people solutions for professional firms across our region, including Southwest Iowa. Founded by Amy Luckenbill, HR Helix helps growing organizations that have outgrown do-it-yourself HR, but don't yet need a full-time executive. From compliance and culture to performance and structure, HR Helix turns complex HR challenges into clear, confident action. Their approach is simple, old school smart, next gen savvy. Their website, hrhelix.com. I'm trying to think of how many different locations and studios I have done an interview with this man, and I've lost count.
Yeah, I don't either.
This is Dan Olsen, band Sack of Lions, and new inductee to the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well done, sir. How about it?
Thank you. No, I'm honored and grateful, and thankful for all the people that have supported me for, over 2 decades now of writing and performing and touring and stuff. So, yeah, I just found out at the end of December, and they said, we've got many nominations for you to be inducted. And I'm like, well, that's awesome. So would you be interested? And I'm like, absolutely. So, yeah, it's this Labor Day. They have the big ceremony up in Okoboji, and some really cool people are getting inducted, and we're going to jam with everybody and have a show and have a big ceremony. And
they do all that at the roof garden still? Is that
yeah,
where
I think
at?
so. Yeah. And then the Hall of Fame is just right down there too. The biggest thing for me about it is to have like a real platform to thank my parents for all they've done forever. Growing up on a farm, most people are like, you need to go to school, you need to get a job, you need to do this. And my folks have always supported me. Like, you still got to pay your bills, but go out and chase your dream. My dad told me years ago, like, you have the rest of your life to make money. So,
wow.
Yeah, I can't thank my parents enough for being so supportive of everything. And they'll be watching this. They're on a cruise right now in the Caribbean. They left yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, they go on a cruise once a year. So that's awesome. They're the best.
I'd love to have the conversation with them just to find out about the appeal for that. Because to me, it seems like you're going on vacation with a small town.
Right. The thing about my folks is they do it right, because they don't, right in their opinion, is they don't ever get off the boat. So
Really?
When everybody gets off in the ports, they just hang out, and they don't drink or anything.
Right.
So they just are there. They get like a room with a balcony, and my dad sits. I got him a pair of binoculars for Christmas, so he just sits and looks out at the ocean or towns and stuff. And they're just such sweet, awesome people. So they're just, they deserve a trip like this. So I'm on cat watching duty. They have a cat that I got to go take care of. So I said, I'll take care of the cat. You guys go have fun.
Well, I always thought that cats were mostly self-sufficient.
Yeah, pretty much.
Change the litter box once in a while, make
Yeah.
sure there's food in the bowl, and other than that, they're pretty indifferent to the world.
Yeah, this cat is a little spoiled. So it's more of me just going out there to talk to it, is what my mom said. It's about this big around. Its name's Precious. So for my dad, who swore off never having a cat again, this cat is his best friend. So sorry to dime you out there, White Lightning, but no, it's super cool. I'm so happy that they're out enjoying themselves.
So the induction into the Hall of Fame is not till this fall.
Yeah.
So how much time are you going to get? Because you said there's going to be a big session. So how much time are you going to get together to try to work out some kinks with some guys and ladies that you've never played with before?
No. So we'll have a few rehearsals leading up to then. So each of the inductees are doing one of their own songs.
Okay.
So I'll play on the other people's songs, and they'll play on my song. So we'll have a couple meetings before September, and then the ceremony's on Saturday and Sunday. So that Friday, we'll be up there early to do some rehearsals and stuff like that. But also, they're super talented musicians. So when you're working with people of that caliber, it's more just about feel than the notes and everything. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. It's something so cool to be a part of. I mean, the Hall of Fame is so cool. And, just from my beginnings of, growing up outside of Minden and, going from there to touring overseas a lot and, having songs chart on Billboard and be nominated for awards. It's just kind of like a little highlight to show that I was actually doing something, not just drinking and chasing women around the country. So I'm very excited for it. I'm very honored, and to share it with so many cool people is very cool.
I have talked to you about this before, but it's been a while ago, so I thought we'd kind of revisit it. The typical path for someone doing what you're doing would have been move to Nashville, grind it out, wait for your chance, 7 to 10 years or whatever it's going to be. But no, you didn't do that. You stuck around.
I spent a lot of time in Nashville just because I have some really good friends down there and did a lot of writing down there. But the idea of like moving down there is that there's 5,000 of me down there, and up here there's only one, or two or three. There's a lot of really talented songwriters here, but it's not the competition of down there. And anybody can walk through Broadway and go to any of those bars, and you'll hear musicians that are the best musicians you've ever heard in your life, and they're playing for tips. And they're in their 60s now. They've been 30 years in a 10-year town. And it's just, I was fortunate enough to make really good connections down there where I could write a lot here over Zoom and stuff like that. And then we go down and spend maybe 2 days just, honing things and then cutting the song. So no, I got really good advice, and a lot to thank to my friend, Jeremy McComb, who's just been like a brother to me for, like 15 years now. He's really helped my career a ton. And when we were first started writing together, I was like, well, maybe I should move down there. And he's like, don't move here. He's like, we can do everything you're doing right where you're at. And he's like, you'll just get lost in the shuffle down here, which is so true. I know so many people that I think it reminds me of like going to LA in like the 80s and 90s. Like it's just the whole city is transplants from somewhere else. And that's just what Nashville is. I mean, everywhere you go, nobody's from Nashville. They're from, New York or Florida or California, Oregon. I mean, no one's actually a Nashville resident. So it's just, you just get lost. And, everybody's trying to write the same stuff down there. And now I just can't. And no offense to everybody that I love in Nashville, but like the town is just, it's like Vegas now. Like there's a lot of cool spots you can go, but like Broadway is just like the Strip in Las Vegas now.
Yeah.
And that's sad. I mean, 20 years ago, you go down to Roberts and just hang out, and there'd be, I was sitting in there drinking one day, and the guy sitting next to me was Lee Greenwood. And like no one cared, no one knew. And now it's like, it's just packed. It's just, maybe it's because I'm getting old, but like Broadway is just so exhausting. When we cut our last album down there, We recorded at Soul Train Studios. It was right over like in Vanderbilt area where like, you know, Crosby, Stills and Nash and Johnny Cash and Dolly Parton, like this historic studio. And we did 2 like 12-hour sessions back to back. And then we were done. And I told the guys in the band, I'm like, they'd never been to Nashville. I'm like, do you want to go check out Broadway just to say you could do it? We went to Robert's for 1 beer, and my drummer and guitar player like, let's get out of here. Like it's just overwhelming, especially. I mean, I know it's perfect for bachelorette parties. That's like Nashville's. That should be on the license plate of Tennessee. Like, come to Nashville for your bachelorette party.
The bachelorette party capital of the world.
It really is. But I still have a lot of love for the town. It's just, and it's just with anything, it changes. And like, whenever people see a good thing, they flood it, you know, and like, and a lot of it, we always give Jeremy a hard time about it because his wife was on the show Nashville. She was Hayden Panettiere's assistant. And after that show came out is when Nashville really exploded. So we like to blame Jeremy and his wife for destroying Nashville. Sorry, Courtney.
Yeah, we'll get that on the list.
Yeah.
I don't think, though, that what you're talking about and some of the things like, you know, there's a lot of cookie cutter stuff going on, but we've seen this before.
Yeah.
You go back and most people will agree that the heyday of country music was in the 90s.
Absolutely.
But there was a lot of formula stuff going on back then, too.
Oh, yeah.
And you go back even further and get into the rock world and the hair bands of the 80s. You
For
could
sure.
take any one of those songs and give it to somebody else, and it's the same
100%.
thing. Yeah, because typically it was just a handful of people. Even for those guys, a handful of people were writing all the music.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
when Heart changed over,
Right.
that was because a songwriter was brought in to create hits for them. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
So that's why they went from a hard rock band to more of a pop sound.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, and we hear it now in country.
For sure.
It's the same chord change.
And it's the same little backbeats, which is so crazy to hear on country radio now, is like snaps and hand claps on offbeats. And I'm like, what is this? But again, like you said, this has happened every era of music. And then at the end of it, you see who the really talented people were, the people that their stuff stands up over time. Because like you said, like, I mean, in the 90s, I mean, it was like, Dean Dillon and Bobby Pinson and all these guys are writing every song for everybody. It's like, wow, that Garth song sounds like a George Strait song. Well, the same guy wrote both those songs.
Right.
So over time, it kind of weeds out, I wouldn't say weaker, but like the less talented people. Because another thing about Nashville is there's, like I said, so many amazing singers and musicians. So they can play any one of these songs that someone else is writing. So that song can make them be the next big thing, but really they're just a karaoke singer. And no offense to those people. I mean, that's the whole thing is when people talk about selling out. I'm like, the only reason you haven't sold out yet is because no one's asked you to sell out. That's the only reason.
There's a lot of big stars that I could put into that category.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I don't want to,
No.
I don't want to start an argument about that. But you never fell into the trap. And that was, and also the very first time you and I sat down to do an interview, and it was an audio-only podcast, and you said, I'm living the dream right now.
Absolutely.
I have a full life right now. Sure, if that happened and suddenly, I have a dozen songs on the radio, yeah, that's great, but that doesn't improve the quality of my life.
No. I mean, financially, probably, but that I think was the biggest thing for me was you always get that stupid question of like, are you trying to make it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I had enough like maybe understanding of the industry that like my idea of making it is considerably different than someone else. Like I years ago felt like I made it only because I got to tour all over the world. I got to see the coolest things. I got to play like the Cavern Club and Half Moon Putney in London and like, was on stage in Liverpool for the British Country Music Awards. And that's all without a booking agent, without a manager, without a publicist, without anything, like just out there grinding and making connections. So when saying that made it, like I felt like I made it a long time ago. So I never like thirsted after like, oh my God, a lot of people I know that are like, I need that number one song. I need to get on, Jason Aldean's tour. I need to do this. I'm like, you just need to be happy. And like, if you adjust your expectations of what making it, and it's the same thing with any job, like, you know, going after the biggest promotion, you want to run this company. Are you happy? Are your bills paid? Do the people that you love you? Like, maybe getting into too much spiritual stuff here, but that's all I think about. Like, I have a great family. I have like the best friends network. Like, I've been the happiest I've been for like 20 years now. I mean, I've had some ups and downs with some toxic relationships and stuff, but you know, what are you gonna do? But I forget. I don't know where I heard it at, but the whole perspective versus perception. So like, you know, you're just adjust to what you are. Like, your perception is, oh my God, the world's falling apart and everybody's dying and all this stuff. But what's your really perspective of, like, are you safe? Are the people you care about safe? Mm-hmm. Are you, like, I've just never been about chasing anything except for women. But yeah, I've just never been about chasing that number one song. I think that my favorite compliment I ever get about music is your songs sound believable. And that's the only thing I care about. And, you know, I don't need $1 million. I just need to have, you know, a great circle of trust and friends. And gosh, I was just talking about this the other day, and not to get too deep again, but like, you know, I'm huge into like ancient history, like all that stuff. Right. As I was talking to someone who just spends, you know, arguing on Facebook all the time and stuff. And I'm like, you know, in like 10,000 years, there's going to be a whole new civilization, and they're going to think we built the pyramids because they have no idea what all this is going to be erased. And you're spending every day arguing about things. Like, if you're lucky, you get 80 years here.
Right.
So why these people just that I know that just waste their time like arguing about politics and life and stuff? I'm like, go outside, look around, get some new hobbies, start making shoes, you know, learn new things. So I don't know. If anybody takes anything from me, I just, you know, be positive, be happy, appreciate what you have. Don't yearn after things that are a lot of times unattainable.
I can tell you with certainty that the best that I have felt in the past 12 months was standing under a pine tree at Bottom Bend Park.
Yeah.
And so you say, get outside.
Oh, gosh.
And take a look at nature and some of the great things that we have in this area.
For sure.
And also, everything that you've been talking about with this and about the induction into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, never once have you mentioned, yes, generations now will see my name hanging on a wall.
No, yeah.
That's not the point. The cool part for you is the performance that's coming up.
Yeah, the coolest part for me is to be able to stand on a stage and in front of 1,000 people and tell them how awesome my parents are. That's the only reason. That's my biggest reason. I mean, obviously it's an honor, but like the awards that I've won and the cool things I've been nominated for in this, like, they're just things I can put on my wall. Like my parents driving 6 hours to come see me play in a small town in Wisconsin. That is what I wish I could frame and put on a wall. Like sitting down in my apartment that's, you know, 5 blocks from here and writing another album with the guys in my life that I love. That's what I want to hang on a wall.
Right.
Like, I mean, I have the awards, and they're sitting on top of my refrigerator, and it's cool, and it's awesome, and I'm not taking anything away from that because I appreciate the people that have voted for us and that have supported us. It's not taking anything away from that. It's just the things that are important to me have shifted so much over the last 15, 20 years, and what's really, truly important is your health, your happiness, and your circle, and that's everything else will come and go.
It did. I mean, and that exact same thing happened to me. You know, over 25 years ago now, I thought my life was going to be in sports. I was a sportscaster, and I was having a lot of success, and I had won some awards, and it was a great night. That, you know, those 2 years in a row that I got that. Those plaques sit in a drawer.
Right. Yeah.
It's not my life.
No.
Right at that moment, that was a really good night.
For sure.
But then it was over.
Yeah.
And I can look back on it and think, I don't remember what we had for dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And in the end, it doesn't really matter. What matters is, as you said, how you treat people, how people treat you, the relationships that you have built, and who are you taking with you on the journey.
Exactly. And exactly to your point, too, is that, when you experience those highs of highs, if you're not comfortable with yourself and happy with who you are, I mean, I've done shows where like you're playing in front of all these people and it's so awesome and they're singing your songs and it's just cool. And then you will get back in the van or the bus and all that's gone. And then you got to deal with what's in here. Mm-hmm. And it wipes away all that awesome stuff because you're sitting there having anxiety and you're thinking about, oh my God, am I really that good enough? Am I good enough to keep doing this? What am I doing out here? I'm 14 hours from home. Like what are we doing? If you're not comfortable with what's in your mind, like nothing is going to fill that hole. So you need to figure out yourself before you can really appreciate all that stuff. And then once I was happy with who I am and the direction of my career, God, it made everything so much more enjoyable because you would get off stage and you'd still be happy in your mind and you would have these long conversations with guys you're touring with and you're not. And also one of the biggest things was like giving up booze, like being sober. I was thinking about that the other day. I was having lunch with a friend and I was like, I don't have anxiety anymore. Like, you would sit up at night and you think about, oh my God, I got to do this tomorrow and I got to do this. And now I just, whenever anything of those thoughts come up, I just tell myself no. And it just goes away. And a lot of it, no offense to people who want to drink, because I had some cocktails Friday when we played the show, but cutting that out of my life has just been like my anxiety is like seriously eliminated. Yeah, it's crazy.
It stopped being maintenance.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'll peak its little head in there sometimes and you got to fight it down. But, as we get older and technology gets better, there's just so many ways to treat that stuff. It's like I went through a bad breakup with somebody and I was really down. And I saw an ad and this is not an ad, but I saw an ad for BetterHelp where you can talk to a therapist online. Yeah. And I'm like, it's such a stigma for men to see a therapist. Mm-hmm. I mean, not so much anymore, thank God. But, I did like 16 sessions with a woman named Barbara. And there's so much stuff that I unpacked from losing my brother at 15 and being watching your best friend die and not being able to really process it at 15 years old because I didn't know what was going on. And then all of a sudden I just stuffed that down for, 20 years. And then you start getting that out and like really dealing with, the trauma of losing someone so close to you in such a, terrible way. Like I just felt this weight lifted off of me. And then dealing with, relationships and careers and stuff like that. I can't recommend enough to speak to a therapist, even if it's one session. Get some of that stuff out because you're just weighed down by it every single day. So that was a huge step for me. And gosh, I mean, everything that's been going on has been so cool. And as I get older, like I was telling you before we started recording, tomorrow we're demoing the first 5 songs of a new album. And I'm so excited to write and record this new album. But, I feel good that I'm not at a place where I have to go out and play 70 shows around the country anymore. I can just write with my buddies, put it out, play some shows. If people like it, great. If not, I had a blast doing it. And then, kind of making this turn into more of entrepreneurship, which I've had a blast doing over the last couple of years and started some cool businesses that are really doing well. So it's just, you just got to keep chasing stuff that is going to make you happy, not like what everybody else thinks is going to make you happy,
Being open to the possibilities because what you know today or what you knew 5 years ago is not the same.
Oh, God,
and
no.
to be able to say, okay, this makes sense for me today.
Right.
Maybe it won't make sense a year from now, but it does today.
Yeah.
And being open to pivoting and to making adjustments and to being open to the possibilities.
Right.
With all of that. That's why we're sitting where we're sitting right now.
Exactly.
This wasn't on my radar a year ago.
No.
I knew that I needed to have physical studios again out in a commercial space. This particular place, no. And the longer I'm here, the more I love it.
It's beautiful. This is such an awesome space. Oh, my gosh.
And the fact that we are right in the heart of downtown, the fact that the county officials, city officials, fire department, emergency management, all the different people that now use us as one of the ways of getting their information out, it's a short walk.
Exactly.
And they come over, and we're recording in here every single day.
Yeah.
And I am thrilled that this building was brought back to life because we nearly lost it.
Yeah.
So
it is, like I said before we started, like I couldn't be more proud of you. Like this, I know we had talked so many times about you wanting to find a spot, and like it's also, I think, don't call me crazy, a little bit of the universe working it all out. Like you wanted to do something like this in Council Bluffs, and now you found a spot that is literally in the heart of Council. Literally, it's in the right. I mean, the library is right here. The courthouse is right. I mean, like, it all worked out for you, and I'm so happy. It's so cool to see this. It's awesome. I love it.
Well, and I'm grateful for the support that I've always gotten from you from the very beginning.
Sure.
When we first started talking about all of this, not just this place with my previous facility that I used to have, and now you talk about pivoting, how that all went downhill from bad decisions, and but not staying there.
Yeah.
You know, you can take defeats.
Yeah.
And I have taken some, but you don't have to live in that world.
Right. And it's cool to see you doing that because, I mean, it's so easy to be like unhappy and be like, oh, well, I don't want to work towards a change. Like, I'm okay right now, but you're still not happy. And you kept driving to find your vision, and you found it here. And that's very commendable and respectable for doing.
I think we need to start a new podcast called Dan and Todd's Existential Conversations.
I'm in.
Because every time we start,
Yeah.
the last time we got together, I think the whole thing turned into Stoicism, which is
gosh.
still, that's
huge.
That's a whole other series.
Yeah.
Not just one, but I'm so grateful that you and the community that you're a part of have been supportive of me,
Of course.
and taking that support back. And
For sure.
this has been a really great friendship and relationship.
Absolutely.
For me.
And that's the thing is I tell people, especially in the music industry, is like the whole, a rising tide raises all boats. So like, especially in that business, there's a lot of people that want to, take your spot and move you down so they can take that. And I'm like, go ahead, you can take it. That's fine. But still going to be out there playing and hop on a show with us and see how it happens. I mean, see how the difference between our band and your band. I get a little conceited whenever I talk about that stuff, but I enjoy performing. But yeah, the other one of my favorite sayings is just because you blow out someone else's candle doesn't make yours shine any brighter, So I want everybody to win. Like I said earlier, life's so short. Like I want everybody to experience the ultimate happiness while they're here. Because if you're rooting for someone to fail, that says more about you than really anything. So, yeah, I want everybody to be happy and find themselves and find their true passion. And it could be anything. Like I've been doing a ton of painting, like making paintings for people, and sadly, some people that have lost their dogs, I've done some paintings for them. And I wasn't painting 3 years ago, and now I'm selling like 10 paintings a month.
Really?
And that's just something that I do at night.
Yeah.
Like I run my businesses during the day, and then in between I'll write some songs, and then at night I'll either paint or I'll sew. I like sewing now, sewing shoes and stuff like that.
Oh, I have seen some of that stuff you put on social media.
Yeah. I'm just constantly learning new stuff. So like this painting thing's been so cool. And I just did one last week for my friend Tina, who just had to put her dog down, and like making these paintings of her dog and giving it to him and seeing her emotional reaction to something that I put on canvas. Like it's the coolest thing in the world. It doesn't cost me any money, and I'm not charging people really more than just supplies, but it's a cool little thing that I can give to somebody else that's has nothing out of my day other than just a little bit of paint. So
there's a lot of 2026 between now and when your induction into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame happens, because that's in September, correct? So do you know the date of when that is?
It's Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So folks in the area, make
Yeah.
plans to head up to Okoboji.
It'll be great.
yeah,
We'll be up there all weekend. I got a bunch of people. I got some people from all over coming in for it, which
Yeah.
is going to be so cool. So I might lift my no drinking clause for the weekend. So come out. My buddies own a nautical and port site up there. So we'll be out there having a few, maybe, but come enjoy it. Just experience it. And there's so many other great, talented musicians. I mean, Prince's saxophone players be in the same induction class. He played saxophone for Prince. So I get to jam with that dude. Like, it's crazy. It's so cool. So we'll be up there all weekend, just hanging out, and the show's Saturday night, and then the ceremony's on Sunday, I believe.
Very cool. Well, when you told me the news, I was thrilled, and I'm thrilled for you, but I'm also thrilled for your philosophy being recognized.
Thank you.
And the fact that the way that you have approached all of this, other people see it too. And I think this is an indication of that.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I would, my hope is that there's more folks that follow that path.
For sure. Yeah. And even though I did grow up out, in the country by Neola, Minden, like, Council Bluffs has been my home since I got out of high school, really. Mm-hmm. So I claim to be a proud CB resident, and like to go up and share a little bit of Council Bluffs with, I share it all over the world, but to like be up there and be inducted as a Council Bluffs resident is very cool, because I love this city and I love everything about it. So it's very cool to share this little piece of here with other people. So it's been trying to be an ambassador for CB.
Dan Olsen, Sack of Lions,
Todd.
Rock and Roll, Hall of Fame, Iowa inductee. Grateful for your time, and
appreciate it.
As you're welcome here anytime. We need to work on some more projects. We need to get that
I would
done.
love to.
Right.
I want to start. We need to start a Stoicism podcast.
Yes.
Or let me just chirp about ancient aliens and ancient civilizations for 10 to 12 hours, and that's it. Just 12 hours. That's it.
I'd watch that.
Yeah,
I'd watch
exactly.
That show. All right.
Thank you, brother.
Sir.
Always
Grateful
a pleasure.
as always.
Thank you, brother.
Wouldn't it be fun to head up to Okoboji this September and be able to see that show? Man, that I think I need to get that on my to-do list. When emergencies happen, Confidence saves lives, and Ready Responders 130 provides professional training for individuals, businesses, and community groups, so you know exactly what to do when it matters most. Flexible scheduling, up-to-date information, and dedicated CPR instructors. You'll get hands-on skills that prepare you for real-world situations at work, at home, or out in the community. Ready Responders 130 gives you the tools to act fast and act smart. Be prepared. Be confident. Visit ReadyResponders130.com. The Jenny Edmondson Foundation believes healthcare goes beyond hospital walls. Through its Caring for Our Communities initiative, the foundation helps high-risk, low-income, and underserved individuals access resources that remove barriers to better health and long-term well-being. And each year, the foundation also brings a community together through Dance to the Beat, a signature event that raises critical funds for uninsured and underinsured heart patients. Those funds help provide treatment, medication, rehabilitation, and life-saving support. Learn more, get involved, and support the mission at jehfoundation.org. And for a salon that feels like home, Heather's Hair Hut in Underwood, Iowa is the place to go. 30 years of experience, Heather delivers expert haircuts for men, women, and children, as well as color, styling, and waxing services. The family-friendly salon, open 6 days a week, convenient evening hours, all in town with a beautiful country view. So whether you need a quick trim or a fresh new look, Heather's Hair Hut is the place to be. Heather's Hair Hut in Underwood, where experience meets comfort. Thanks again, Dan, for stopping in and joining us on the show. I could talk to him every day, and I don't think I would ever run out of a conversation. It's like getting together with an old friend every time we do one of these interviews, well, because it kind of is. That does wrap up today's show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. My name's Todd Studer. Back again tomorrow morning.